Hi, my name is Shay Favit. I'm a Genesys interaction analytics enthusiast from Anana, Africa, and I'm going to take you through a quick 20-minute demonstration of the user front end called Speech Miner. Uh, Now, enterprises use analytics to gain actionable business intelligence from their customer interactions. So, in this demo, we'll see how a manager within a fictional travel agency analyzes their contact center interactions across all channels of contact, including calls, emails, chats, even social media. Um, Now, SpeechMiner is a tab level application, which means a director will have a director's view, a supervisor, a supervisor's view, and so forth. And it's also permissions and roles based. You can create your own views over here and create your own reports and schedule reports accordingly. Now, summary call tab, this deals with call activity at a higher level within the call center. If you go to my team tab, this is basically a supervisor's tab, and it's what they would access if they're trying to understand and improve the performance of their team. Uh, let's open up over here. All right, then we've got the conversion tab, which is looking at how to improve sales conversion, uh, improving revenue. We've got our satisfaction tab over here. This tab focuses on trying to drive customer satisfaction or net promoter scores, NPS scores to a higher level. The resolution tab, this one deals with first call resolution. Uh, and then we've got a handle time tab, which obviously focuses on average handle time and making improvements on average handle time. And we've got a compare BPO, and this is basically looking at all your call centers. So if you have multiple business process outsources or multiple call centers within the same company, this tab will show you all of those compared together using the same kind of metrics. And then we've got a compare media tab, and this tab is comparing voice, emails, chats, even social media, and it's looking at exactly the same things. It's measuring the same things. We've got your call or reasons right here, your customer conversation types, all in one report, and then the customer sentiment down here below. And it's a great way to show you how you can combine different conversation types all in one dashboard. So the tabs under the dashboard area, which are all of these tabs over here, these are relying on the speech to phrase engine. So there's that high level of precision, and the dashboard tab will show you, or the dashboard tab is where you'll see all the speech to phrase areas which are focused on improving specific KPIs. Now, the other tools over here are the Explore tab, and this is where you can do searching and trending of things that you did not know about or haven't taught the system to look for. And then we've got a reports where you can generate and edit and create reports, and there's some ready-made templates available for you to access. Just point and click and generate a report. It's really easy. And yeah, we've got our quality management coaching modules over there, and we've got our tools tab, and this is where you can set alerts and thresholds. So we're going to go back to the call summary, which will give us a high level view of what's happening in the call center. So in this dashboard, in this report to the left over here, it quickly shows us why people are calling into our call center. It's looking at call reasons and it's categorizing them. Now, this environment is built around, as I mentioned before, fictional travel agency. So in this list, you'll see people calling about air travel or making a hotel reservation or wanting to change their travel schedule or rent a car, etc. So the calls are divided into these buckets, and you'll quickly see that 55% of the calls received are about air travel, and the list is descending with the highest volumes at the top. Over here, we've got a trending topics analysis report, and what this is doing is it lets us know what topics our customers are talking about this week. It compares different date ranges and it tells us very precisely if traffic is increasing or decreasing in frequency. And this is an excellent tool for very precise trending changes. So inside air travel, there are 166 phrases that are used to define this topic. And under new reservation, it's a much more simple kind of um, topic. There are only 16 types of phrases which are spoken, which put these calls into this bucket. To the top over here, we have on the right the various kinds of dissatisfaction or customer escalation experience indicators. And these tend to be your high risk or high priority calls. So we have here, someone asked, may I speak to your supervisor? And they've asked it once in the call. Over here, they've asked it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. And over here, there's been 10 minutes of silence on a call. It could even have your competitor's name as one of these bars. So what's great about this is we can click on any of these bars and it will take you directly to all the calls that show you how a call is categorized. So it's going to bring up all the calls with the air travel topic in it. And the system is now trained to look for all phrases that relate to that topic. Now, if you hover over here, um, it will tell you that there are 9 different events that were found: air travel, greeting, closing, first call resolution failure, or previous contact failure. You've got politeness and empathy skill, which was demonstrated, or satisfaction skill, and so forth. Now, at the top here, this is the media player, and it's the presentation of the first phone call. Now, in this media player, we have dual channel recording. Most vendors out there are single channel, so you'll just have a solid line across the top here. And this dual channel offers some advantages in the fact that you can literally create topics for just the agent or just the customer to improve precision. Now, these balloons up here is where the speech to phrase engine found a specific phrase. So over here, I called earlier about this. That is found over there, or a blue sky flight, or whatever your different speech to phrase area topics are, and they're clearly mapped over here. Now you have a series of control icons. I'm going to click on the transcription icon, and it will provide more details about the call. So towards the right-hand side, this is the map to show you where all these topics were found, where all the speech-to-phrase topics were found. So you'll see here that is the previous contact, first call resolution. You can click on that and go directly to that point in the call. And they're all time-stamped. On the left over here, we have a transcription of the call. You have the speaker separation, customer and agent talking. The lighter font is the speech-to-text engine. The darker font is the speech-to-phrase engine, and the points match up. You'll see that. So the client is saying, I called earlier about this, and the cursor will begin to move across as the call goes on. So at the moment, I've got some voices in my headphones. I don't think you'll hear them on the demonstration, but basically it will map up, and this bar will move along with the voice. So in this call, you'll see there are some important events that have been picked up. There's been a first call resolution failure. The agent has spoken about excess baggage charges. So this is a great example to show you and to talk about compliance. Basically, typically the agent covers all different elements of excess baggage charges. So in terms of evaluating compliance, or agents performing things the way you want them to perform, or if we're concerned about automating QA and QM, this is a great example to show you how SpeechMiner can mine this intelligence. And that's the media player. All right, so we're going to go to the My Team tab. Now, most teams or most companies are concerned with team level performance. So we would use this tab, and analysis of agent performance allows you to identify best practices utilized by top performers and to identify training opportunities for agents that aren't performing as well. So if I'm a supervisor and I have logged into SpeechMiner, it will take me directly to my team and not someone else's team. And it will show me just the agents that I'm responsible for, and I'll see their names over here. And SpeechMiner then analyzes categories against different types of calls over time and by individual agent to measure key performance indicators. This first report is looking at customer satisfaction score for these agents, and it's taking a post-call customer satisfaction survey. And that's how you get the customer satisfaction score. And it's also asking, was my issue resolved? Was the customer's issue resolved? So it's taking these two elements, CSAT on score of basically between 6 to 10, and the resolve score, and it's comparing it to the agent performance. The size of the bubble is the average interaction, or sorry, the average handle time. So you'll see here very quickly these agents are doing a great job at getting high CSAT scores, and the customers are saying you're doing a great job at solving my problems. Um, these agents over here are struggling quite a bit. They have much lower CSAT scores and much lower resolution scores. So if you want to improve your customer satisfaction scores, these are the agents that you want to focus on and work with, because these are the agents that you know are struggling. Now, over here, this report to the side, uh, let's go to this one, the upsell attempts comparison. This report is looking at how often the agent tries to sell to an existing customer. So in other words, you have a customer calls in and the agent says, I see you have product A. We have just developed a new version of that product. I'd like to tell you about it. Or have you thought of buying product B to go with your product A? So the system is measuring how often the agent is using that language. So Emily over here, she's using that language quite frequently, and that would probably explain why she has quite a large AHT bubble. And you can see that Mason, his use of that is a lot less. So if you want your agents to be using this skill, you need to teach the rest of them and model according to Emily, and you're going to see that agent skill use will go up and conversion rates will go up as a result. And over here, this report over here, the call duration by content, is looking at the same agents, but it's comparing the average handle time. So each of these agents have different performance levels and average handle time. And if you had to click on Ethan, you're going to get an expansion of his average handle time. So this report is now looking at Ethan, and it's looking at all the different call reasons, and it's comparing his average handle time in red and to the average handle time of the team in blue. And what this is telling you is that he's taking a lot longer to handle a call where someone is talking about getting a specific seat reservation. He's taking 33% longer than his peers to handle that specific type or that specific call type. So this shows you how you can measure performance individually at an agent level in a very discrete way. Let's move along to the conversion tab, and this is where clients want to improve sales effectiveness. This can be new customer acquisition, it can be upsell, cross-sell, customer retention. So the way this application works is the system is taught to recognize different types of sales skills. So you'll see here that building rapport, creating sense of urgency, courtesy, politeness, empathy. If by creating a sense of urgency is where you try to get the customer to buy now versus delay and buy later. So the system is taught to recognize these various sales skills, and we can identify the best agent, the best agents with the best conversion rates up here, and or the way we can do this is by having either the client tell us who the top and bottom agents are, or we can measure on the system if a sale was made on the call. So what we're doing here is measuring how often the top agents in green use a certain skill versus the bottom agents in red. And basically we're looking for areas in which the top agents use the skill a lot more. We're looking for areas where there are big differences between the skills. Um, and it's very important to know because generally you have 10 or 20 different skills that you teach your agents to have, but you don't really know which ones are the ones that are relative to your industry and which ones are the ones that really matter, which is a waste of time. So this analysis will tell you that critical information because you can see that building rapport, that is a key skill. Look at the major difference there. Creating a sense of urgency, again, major difference between top and bottom performers. Courtesy, there's not much of a difference there. The top agents are using that skill a whole lot less. And same goes for politeness and empathy. So that in essence tells you it's not a key skill. So once you know that building rapport is a key skill, you can then measure agents on that. So we have this report and all the agents, a report of all the agents using the skill. And you can see that Aiden is doing a great job or good job, actually much better than everyone else. Everyone else is falling much further below. So you can train all these agents to use the report skill better, put them back on the phones the next day, measure their skill level and see that there has been improvement. And this bar should be moving up as the team's average starts to look a lot more like Aiden's over here. So as a result, conversion rates are going to improve. Then let's go to the handle time tab. So the next area here is the average handle time tab. And this is if you're trying to improve call efficiency. So this is the master level report, and what it does is it's taking call reasons down at the bottom over here, and it's tracking an average handle time for each call. And this is something you cannot get off your switch. You can get an average handle time for your calls, but you won't get it broken down in this way. Now, a way to get trapped in this report is to focus on the calls with high AHT, like this one over here, and these ones over here, and these buckets over there. But because the call volumes are so low, uh, making an improvement in AHT in these areas won't help you very much. So what you really want to do is focus on the areas that have high call volumes. So, even though HT is relatively low compared to the others for these two categories, for example, it may be that you could have agents that are handling these calls in 7 minutes. So this means that this 15 minutes could be a lot lower, and making an improvement in HT over here will impact your HT much more than improvement over here where the volume is really low. Now, then the extended silence by content report. Oh dear, what have I done? Okay, we went clicked into a bar. All right, the extended silence by content. So this report is looking at average handle time by call type. There may be a process inside, air travel that is making these calls longer than necessary. So you can also look for things like silence and hold time. And this is where the system is measuring what percentage of calls have 5 or more minutes of dead air on them. That could even be static. We could train the system to listen for all sorts of different acoustics. So um, this tells you that there's a lot of wasted time in these calls. So if you had to put a program in place to bring that call or that average call duration down, you can click on this and get a category trend report. I'm not going to click on it, but a category trend report looks like that. And obviously you want to see the average handle time come down for whichever area you've put your program in place for. So all the reports I've touched on now are using the speech to phrase engine because of its superior precision. And in the Explore tab, we're going to see the reports which use the speech to text. Most of the stuff that I've covered up until now under the dashboard is using the patented speech to phrase engine. So we have the Explore tab, and this is where you can do some searching and trending. It's stuff that you have not taught the system to look for. And let's do some trending. So it tells you things that you may not have thought of, and it does that by looking automatically for clusters of words that are emerging inside your phone calls. And this is the stuff that is potentially new and interesting. There hasn't been any calibration prior uh, to configuration like the speech to phrase, where we map out phrases that are unique to your business processes and objectives. The speech to text is new stuff. So the way this report is architected is it is comparing the last 7 days. So you can scroll wherever you want along on those icons. But there's two reports. There's the report on the right-hand side here, and it's looking for changes in frequency of different word clusters of the days in green compared to the days in blue, and it's measuring the last 7 days. And then down below, you'll see word clouds for the day that will change accordingly. So let's say I want to understand more about this part of the conversation, and I can do a related word search. I can do a call search and find every call with that sentence in it. I can do a trend or a related word search. So I'm going to quickly show you this one. So this is the word cloud for just the day, and we've done a related word search on smoking or non-smoking room. And we can see, all right, well, that's interesting. Uh, I can understand that people, I'm a hotel operator, people are phoning about rooms. They're asking, is it king or queen size? Is it double? Is it a single? Smoking or non-smoking? Uh, but I'm interested to understand more about this part of the conversation. They're asking about breakfast. They're not asking about lunch or dinner. They're specifically asking about breakfast. They want to know, is it included? Is it free? Is it continental? What type of breakfast is this? So, as a hotel operator, I might want to uh, analysis of this data tells me that I might want to increase some space on my website that talks about this free continental breakfast and that it's included because people are clearly calling into my call center and wanting to know about that. So, yes, that's pretty much all we've got time for today. Thanks for joining in, and please don't hesitate to get hold of Anana or myself if you'd like to get a deeper dive into the dashboards and reports of the Genesys Interaction Analytics solution. Thanks. Ciao.